Alright, well, a lot of people have been asking for this, so I'm going to make a halfway gear update video here. Kind of highlight some of the gear I've been using on the trail and some of the gear that's changed. And I'll try to make it pretty fast, so I'm just going to move right into it. And I'll start with clothing. For rain gear, all I have basically is a pack cover, and as you know, I always line my pack with a trash compactor bag, and my rain jacket is an OR Helium 2 rain jacket, which is nice. It definitely keeps the rain off, but as far as cold protection goes, it basically offers no insulation, and it's a really short cut, so it doesn't really protect a lot of my shirt from getting wet. Like the tail of my shirt tends to hang out, so it's a good rain jacket for the weight, but if you're going to be in cold weather, I would go with a sturdier jacket. And I think by the time I get to Colorado, I'll probably have a Gore-Tex jacket sent to me. For my puffy, I've got the same Ghost Whisperer orange down hooded jacket. It's been great. It's a really light jacket, so it's definitely not as warm as a bigger down puffy is. And I would say maybe it's probably good down to 40 degrees. But once you start getting below there, you kind of want to have some extra layers underneath it. So, for the extra layers, I have my wool hat, which is nice, keeps me warm when I'm walking in the mornings. And to sleep in, or if it's really cold like the snow right before Yellowstone the other day, I will hike in these, but normally I just sleep in them. And they are long johns. This is Cap 4 Crew Zip Neck, I think, from Patagonia, and this is a Cap 4 pant. Cap 4 is their expedition weight, so it's very warm, and I really like the Cap 4. It's actually lighter than the Cap 3 because it's baffled. So it's warmer and lighter. The only downside is in the wind. The wind tends to get through the baffles more than it does in the Cap 3, so you really want to have wind protection if you're going to be wearing Cap 4 in windy conditions. Also, I have my Thrift Store hat, just because it's been so sunny, and especially going southbound, I tend to have the sun in my face all day, so kind of needed something to keep it out of my way. So I got that hat. I had a sun hat in the desert, but I ended up sending it home and just picked that one up for cheap along the way. Gloves, I actually just received from another hiker that didn't want them anymore. And these are just kind of fleece, really lightweight fleece gloves, which will be much better than the cotton ones I had for that last little snow, because the cotton really just tended to suck the water up and just keep my hands cold. So those will be nice. When I get to Colorado, I'm pretty sure I'm going to try to pick up some waterproof gloves, just to keep the water out and keep me much warmer. My shoes, as you can see, these came from Glacier, so they're starting to tear up now. It's been about 1,000 or so miles, maybe a little more now. But you can see the sides are ripping, blowing out. This whole section of shoe is gone. But the interior is actually pretty well preserved, so I'd say they still have a good 400 miles in them, hopefully. The tread's not too bad just yet, although it's getting there. But yeah, I'm sure you've seen my other videos on these shoes and how great they are. And they really work well for me. So if you're looking for a good shoe, maybe give the Wildcat a try. Socks, same one as always, Darn Tough socks. I just replaced these not too long ago. I replaced one. I have two pairs of these quarter socks. I replaced one near Anaconda, and I just replaced another one with some from Yellowstone. So those have actually lasted since the Mexican border. So those are pretty great socks for durability. And these are my new sleeping socks that I actually just picked up from Yellowstone. You can see the buffalo on them. And they're just really thick wool socks. They say Yellowstone. but they're just good to sleep in. My feet don't normally get cold, but this past week or so it's been really cold at night, and when I'm not in my bag I like to have warm feet when I'm roaming around camp or whatever, so I picked up those socks. Down here I have a new addition as of Du Bois, Wyoming, and that is zip-off pants. My legs have been getting super cold during the afternoons and mornings with these cold snaps we've had lately, and so I decided I would finally give pants a try on this trail. And the mosquitoes have been getting kind of bad in the morning and at night, so it's kind of nice to keep those off as long as I can. So I picked up some White Sierra zip-off pants from the outfitter here, which by the way is the first outfitter I've seen in a long time, maybe 800 miles or so. It's kind of ridiculous, but yeah, so I'll give the zip-offs a try and report back later, see how they work for me. I've never been a fan of zip-offs, but we'll see how they work out. So that's my clothing. If you want to see, these are the Darn Tough socks I'm about to send off to be warrantied. And you can see they have some holes. This one has a huge hole. But yeah, these lasted since the Mexican border, so these have been going a long time. But I'll send those off, get a new pair, and be good to go. So that's my clothing. Other than that, I have my sunglasses, same as always, and a mosquito head net, which I don't use too much because I normally have a hood, or I'll pull up the hood from my down jacket, and that keeps the mosquitoes off pretty well. Shelter, same old 8.5 ounce tarp. It's been doing great. In the heavy rain, it's been great. In the snow and in the wind, it's been perfect. So really happy with that. Stakes are the same old stakes, 6 shepherd hook titanium and 2 V titaniums for the ridgeline. The toilet paper, Tyvek I've been using if it's really wet out, which it tends to be pretty wet on this trail most of the time. I also have this polycryo, or I bought it as window lining. But yeah, so I'll put this as a water barrier because the Tyvek tends to actually soak up water, but it's really durable, so it's nice to have a little bit of both. I know it seems kind of excessive, but this almost weighs nothing. It's probably an ounce. So yeah, that's my ground cloth situation. I still have well actually no, this changed. If you haven't watched all my videos, I sent home the ridge rest. I just got tired of shifting throughout the night. My hip would get really sore, and I don't know, it was just really bulky on top of my pack, and it was getting kind of annoying. So I picked up my X-Lite again, had that sent to me from home, and that's been amazing. X-Lite is always provides a great night's sleep. My quilt is the same. I have my Mosquito Bug Net now just because the mosquitoes have been getting bad in some sections. It's been really variable though. So maybe one night I will have horrible mosquitoes and the next night there will be none. It's been kind of strange. Still have my pillow. Gotta have my pillow. Pack cover. As you know, I like to have a pack cover. Same old headlamp, rechargeable XP2 Tika. I sent home my old battery, my 6,000 milliamp hour one, and ended up getting a 13,000 milliamp hour one because I was running out of battery, or I was coming really close to running out of battery, which means no pictures, no videos, no GPS for my phone. So I just picked up a bigger battery, and this one's pretty chunky and heavy, but it keeps me charged, and I can charge my headlamp with it and some other things. So, also in my pack, I have the same old kind of ditty bag with my med kit and some repair stuff, nail clippers, toothpaste, toothbrush, sunscreen. I have this bear rope, which I've actually had to use coming through Yellowstone, and I'll probably use a few more times coming up here in the winds where the bears can be bad. But other than that, I think I've hung maybe 4 times on this trail so far, so not very many times. Mostly I sleep with my food. Thanks to the wonderful chutes in Yellowstone, I have this Sawyer Squeeze, and it has been amazing, as always. I've always loved the Sawyer Squeeze, and I kind of forgot how great the flow rate is on the original compared to the Mini. The Mini is just horrible for flow rate, but this one's pretty, I mean, it's as much as you would ever need, really. You can just drink straight from the bottle with it. Have the same old pot as always, same old little aluminum foil lid, and the same lighter I've had since the AT, which is pretty incredible, which is just a Bic Mini. Still going strong for some reason. The new addition as far as stoves go is the Vargo alcohol stove, which has been really nice. I really like this stove, actually. I know some people were warning me that it's kind of finicky, but it's been really handy. And you can see these little things fold up, so they form pot supports on the top, which gives you a nice little place for your fuel to burn. And on the bottom, you can actually dig these spikes into the ground and make a really stable surface for the stove, so you're not going to have this tipping over when it's on there. And the only downside I've found so far with this stove is that you have to fill it all the way up until the liquid starts to come out up here to light it. Otherwise, it won't prime and the alcohol won't start to boil and it won't burn out of the burner. So you have to have enough fuel to completely fill it, which is a pretty big downside. But other than that, it's been really efficient and it's been great. This is my fuel bottle. It's just a contact lens solution case or container. And I like the accuracy of this little squeeze tip because I can just squeeze it right down into the hole and it makes it a lot easier. So that's my cooking setup. This is my food bag, which is new since the start of the trail. It's a Granite Gear side zip bag, and it makes it super easy to look through my bag and find my food, as opposed to a vertical food bag where you have to take everything out to get to the stuff on the bottom. You can just zip this, take out what you need, zip it back. It's been really nice. It's not waterproof, but it works really well for food. Same trekking poles, although as you can see by the tips, I got some nice shiny new tips put on because mine had broken off completely and actually fallen into the inside of the pole, and they were wearing down really fast. This is actually my fishing pole. It's a Tenkara rod, and I'm not going to go into too much detail on it right now. I'll probably do some videos on it later when I get home or off the trail, wherever I go. But it's a super lightweight fishing setup. And you can see here, this actually extends to about 10.5 feet. And with the line and a fly, it's about 3.5 ounces or maybe 4 at most for a complete fishing setup, which is really nice. And it's similar to fly fishing. And finally, the backpack is the same old hip pocket, and you can see it's really starting to wear out. This material, this kind of netting, stretchy netting, it's lost all of its stretch. It's kind of dry rotting. There's holes in it everywhere. You can see where I have Frankenstein patched it all over, but there's still big holes I need to patch. And same stick pick. This is getting holes in it. But yeah, it's all been working great, and the pack's been great. No issues. I still really like this pack. And when I have to carry a heavy load, which sometimes happens on these long stretches, this pack has been perfect. A lot of people have been asking if I carry bear spray, and I do. I carry a small one. Don't really want to carry the giant bear spray. Doesn't really seem necessary. So I carry this little small one on my hip belt when I'm in grizzly country, which has been since Glacier, and after the winds, which are coming up tomorrow, I will send this home because there shouldn't be any more grizzlies that far south. So yeah, that is my entire setup. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll try to get back to you, although it may take a while since I'm on trail and I rarely have internet out here. Luckily I'm at a place with Wi-Fi. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on trail in the next video.